welcome back to my channel. I've come on today to show you some 50 pence coin ATCs that I've been making. The lovely Linda Pierce, Purple Nana, she sent me last week this beautiful coin that she's designed herself in the shape of a 50 pence piece. You'll have seen me show this in a video last week of Paddington. So using the template, I've been having a go at making my own. So the first one that I've made didn't quite work. It was a bit of an experiment. As you can see, heavily inspired by what Linda sent me. I loved the way Paddington was shiny, and there is a couple of cracks in there which Linda had noticed in the video, which at the time, I don't know whether I noticed or not, but it doesn't take anything away from the ATC. But I don't have the same glossy, whatever it was that Linda used, but I do have the glossy accent, so I wanted to give that a go. Now, this chap, I've actually gone ahead and started to use the Woodland Story, the Hunky Dory pad that I bought. I wasn't going to use it, I was going to keep hold of it, but I thought, well, because I'd used these creatures on my coins and twinches and everything, I thought, well, I want to have them on the 50p coin ones as well. So I cut out my favourite character and I covered him with the glossy accents, and it had a big, it curled up. This is just paper. These are quite thin sheets, and the edges all curled up when it was drying, so when I tried to move them back into place, it started to crack. So what I've done with this one, just to sort of keep going with it, I cracked it wherever I could before I've backed it onto the coin. I tried to give it that glazed, crackled, glazed look, but it hasn't got enough of the little crackles in it. But I still like him. I still think he's a lovely little character, and it's just awesome. And this backing paper was out of the book as well. So because I'm going to keep that one myself, because obviously it's all cracked, so I went ahead and made another one. And with the lessons I learned from that one, I cut him out and then I backed him onto card this time to make it a lot more rigid, so it didn't curl up when it was drying. I mean, it's not perfect. There is some little bubble holes in there, but there's no cracking, which was the main thing. So I've very carefully tried to cut him up. Made it more difficult to fussy cut because it was a lot thicker, but thankfully there isn't too many difficult parts of that to cut out. And this time I just used a little Sentiment Gracious, so I think I'll be sending this one to Linda. And then what else did I make? The only other one that I made using the Hunky Dory pad so far, I plan to make some more, but I used the lovely little rabbit and just put Wonderful on there, and I've had another go with that one, and I'm getting better. And there is a couple of little bits on there where there was a bubble and a bit missing on there, but I like the shiny effect, I like the raised effect that you get on there as well. So yes, that were those two. And then I kept going with the glossy accents. I was having fun playing with that, so I used a stenciled, it was a Lavinia stencil in the background for this one, just a painty one from a while ago. And then I've got a little toadstool that I've painted with the acrylic paints, because I did use felt tip for my first attempt on this. I was learning all the time, but when I put the glossy accents on, it smudged the felt tip and it just all went funny, that it was coming off on the tip of the glossy accent bottle. So I thought, well, that's not going to work. So I used acrylic paint, and then I used a gel pen to add the little spots on the top, and then I waited for it to fully dry, and then I added the glossy accents, and that worked really well on this one. There's no bubbles or no cracking in there, just some little fussy cut leaves, and the sentiment, life is full of beauty. So I do like that one. Glossy accents again. This is the last ones I used glossy accents on. I had a little cactus die set, tiny wee little ones from the range. So I cut out 4 the cactus and then I coloured them in with acrylic paint again, waited for them to dry and then covered them with the glossy accents, and it is working. It does work. So that's something I can remember for next time. So these 2 are backed onto some painty paper, which has got a shimmer in it, but I'm not sure whether you'll see. And then these 2 are backed onto the paper out of the Woodland Hunky Dory pad. And each of them say, standing tall, looking sharp. And I've added some little gems, some little flowers and butterfly and dragonfly on those ones. So they were quite fun to do. These 2 were painty paper background, and then I stamped some script and then stuck down a couple of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. This one says an eccentric gentleman, and this one says his troubled eyes, because I thought he does look a bit worried, this chap. That was those 2. I enjoyed them. I should have wanted to make more of those, but I haven't got a lot of the paper dolls left. And then I went totally out of my comfort zone and I made really cute ones, which I don't normally go to on, but I do love the Doodlebug. And this was the only Doodlebug pad that I have, which I have used a little bit of, and now I've used a little bit more. And then these beautiful stickers, these 2 and those 2 on there, they were off Samantha H2H Crafts that she sends out when you order from her on her Etsy. And then a couple of little flowers there, edged with picked raspberry. Oh, they were cute. And then not so keen on these ones. These were on photo paper using the Cosmic Shimmer, and then I die cut a fairy, and then I heat embossed, clear heat embossed. It was on black card, and then I've coloured in her wings with some stickles, but I haven't done anything else with those. I edged them with a silver marker. Just looking at the one that Linda made me, I thought, oh, I've got a silver pen, I'll try and draw around, and that was very effective. But I think it needs something else, these 2. I'm not quite finished with those. And then again, these were 2 that I wasn't really too happy with. I found it actually quite difficult to know the shape, and I don't know, I enjoyed it, but I'll keep going because I've got quite a few more to do, so I could be getting on with. It's just finding something to put on the top. I mean, I enjoyed making these. These were from, I got an embossing folder and white card, but then I actually covered the inside of the embossing folder with distress ink, then put the card in, shut it down, put it through the big shot, and I got the effect of like that. So it's, what do they call it, the deboss and the emboss, so working out which side. So I had the green on the top, so I debossed that one, so it actually, the ink went on the lower part, and then when it came out I just went over the top of it with the green. So they were quite effective. Again, I don't know what to put on top of those. They're all cut into the 50 pence shape. So yeah, plenty to be getting on with, but I just thought I'd show you what I've done so far. And that was just a cutting out of a magazine, and on the background it was from the Woodland Story. Again, it's missing something and I don't know what else to add to that one. And this one, it was another embossing folder of sort of like waves. There's a blank one there that I just covered with, it was one of the tumbled glass, that one. And then I just cut a little fish, but I tried to colour it in with watercolour, and I don't think that's worked very well, which is Oceans of Happiness. So I've got that one still to do. So yeah, so that's all I've got so far. I'm going to send a little bundle off to Linda, so I won't post this video until I know that Linda's received it, and then I'll add some pictures to her Instagram. She's created an Instagram page showing the 50p coin ATCs. I'll leave a link to that and to Linda's Instagram down below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.